Hey everybody, this is Francis. It's about 6 p.m. on a Wednesday evening on April 4th, 2018. I just had a good rest uh, this afternoon. I went to the hospital today. They did a procedure on me called a cardiosession, and what they do is they do a T procedure. What it is, it's like an ultrasound of your heart, but they kind of knock you out and they put a probe down your esophagus so it can see very clearly your heart. And they make sure that there's no blood clots in your heart, and then they hit you with a shock. Anyways, I had an irregular heartbeat, and so they said I had a heart flutter, whatever that means. But anyways, after they did the procedure, it only took them probably 15 minutes to do this. So you go to the hospital, they prep you, and then when you go to this room, uh, they hook you up with an IV. So when they knock you out, they do it through an IV. And you're laying there and they make you drink something that numbs your esophagus. And it was god awful tasting. It took me a couple swallows to get that down. And then the doctor sprays something in your mouth. I don't know what the heck that was. And then they have you lean on your left side, and then they stick this round thing in your mouth, and he says, bite down on your teeth with your teeth on it. And and then the anesthesiologist, puts this stuff that goes into your arm, and you're out, like in a few seconds. So, anyways, I woke up, and I'm in a different room, and it was only like 25 minutes later. It's amazing. They can just knock you out for just 20 minutes to do a procedure like that. So, anyways, apparently it was a successful procedure. My heartbeat is more normal, and so I'm thankful for that. And so, anyways, I'm tired. I haven't eaten. I fasted overnight, like since 9 p.m. yesterday. And so by the time I finally got out of there and went to a restaurant, it was like noon. So I went like 15 hours without food. But that's not unusual because sometimes I do this, they call it like fasting. And I've fasted 12 or 16 hours between meals before. And I can't come up with the exact term. But, anyways, I saw my doctor and was weighed on March 23rd. So that was what, 8 and 4, that was 12 days ago. And they weighed me when I got to the hospital today, and I had dropped about 12 pounds. Okay. And then, so I was amazed. So, this past week, I've been staying home, I've been cooking, pretty much sticking to one of my calorie limitations. And I have had a glass of wine or a beer with lunch, and maybe a couple of pops, like pop top in the evening. But I did pretty good. I lost 10 pounds. So whether that was fluid weight or whatever. But anyway, because my heart is beating better, I think I have a better heart fraction. No, they call it ejection fraction, EF. So if any of you heart patients would know what that means. So I do actually feel better. I have better mental clarity right now. And I feel like I got more get up and go. Like prior to this procedure today, I was like dragging my tail around every day, and it's like, ho hum, oh, I didn't got the energy to do this, but now I feel a lot better. So, anyways, it was an outpatient procedure, and I know Medicare pays for most of it, but I'm still gonna have to cough up some dough, okay? But I have a medical uh, account um, in this area, and what happens is whatever I can't pay for immediately, the debt goes in this account, and it only charges you like 6% interest, which is like 0.5% a month on the balance. So, anyways, the company's called MedMax Finance or something like that. So, anyways, I had an account. I established an account with them last year when I had to go in from my infection in my foot, and I had like a $1,700 balance, but I paid that down since last June, and I only had about $100 balance left, but now it's gone back up again, but not that high, I hope. But I'll get the bill. And so that's what it is. That when you become a senior citizen, sometimes you just have to pay for medical services, and now I'm on this blood thinning drug, and I'm hope I can get off of it, because if this fluttering is stopped, the reason I got on the blood thinners is probably going to go away, and I won't have to take that anymore. So, it's like this is what life is, folks. You're going to get knocked down, okay, medically. I was hit head on by a drunk driver on November 1st, 2006. Okay, so that was like 11 and a half years ago. You just don't have any control over some things that happen in your life. And I suffered, after that, 2 years later, I suffered like heart failure. And, or 2.5 years later, I'm out of work and disabled and can't, even my previous employer wouldn't take me back. So, I mean, things happen to us. You just have to, like, don't give up. So, anyways, I'm not going to make this a long song and dance. I just want to say I feel better. I'm drinking coffee. This is one of the engineering companies. I work for these people in, what the heck was that? Long time ago. I think it was like not 1992 or 3. Yeah, 1992 to 1993. MDM Engineering Corporation. I think that's what it was. Or maybe it was in 95 to 97. I don't remember. Yeah, maybe it was that. I don't know. But this is a coffee cup. This is from, but if you look at it, what's it? It's MDM, but you could almost look at it, it says mom, right? You got that right, Francis. Francis is a mom in some ways, many ways. Single parented for 15 years, some of that's got to rub off, right? Anyway. So anyways, I had some fun in this room. The doctor was about 15 minutes late, so there was a guy in there. His name, let's just say his name is Richard, right? And anyways, we were making comments. I said, while we're waiting, I says, hey, I told my first cardiologist that like they should install like a water turbine in here so it keep the battery charged in the pacemaker. I says, when the blood pumps through the turbine, it would like generate electricity and keep the battery charged, right? So they all started laughing. And then so this guy Richard says, yeah, hey, maybe they'll hook something up on your chest or like a solar panel. I says, hey, yeah, that's a good. And then he says, well, wait a minute, I'm losing my hair, so yeah, we could put a solar panel up on the top of my head so when I'm outside, I could get my battery would get recharged, right? So we're all laughing. So I said to them, I says, that you get bald because of that's because of DHT, right? And he's I says so I just says my body doesn't produce enough testosterone to make DHT, and so all the ladies are the ladies that were in the room start laughing too, you know. So I was kidding around, and then the anesthesiologist was a pretty woman, you know. She had really beautiful teeth, you know, nice row of white teeth. But anyways, I was talking. I says, you know, the first time they knocked me out for surgery when I was 9 years old, I said they gave me ether. You know, they put that over your face, and like it's like you're like choking to death. And then I says, you know, I saw that spiral thing going roundy roundy, you know, and I says that's the last thing I knew, you know, saw before I passed out, you know. She says, really, you know. But you know, nowadays they just put this stuff in your arm, and bing, you're out. You don't experience anything. It's just like you fall asleep, and the next thing you know, you wake up whenever later, and you're in a different room. You know. So boy, that's a lot better. And I remember one time 2 years later when I was 11, they put gas over your face. You know, and like they you breathe in this gas and it knocks you out. Well, they had a lot of problems with that. You'd have like gas pains like for 2 days after your surgery, you know. Thank God that's over. But you know, you go to the hospital today. You know, the first time I went to the hospital, I guess was when I was 3, but I don't remember that to get my tonsils out. But you know, I mean, it ain't like what it used to be 55 years ago, folks. I'm telling you. Everybody's coming around. They got computers and they got all these gizmos and machines on wheels, and they just wheel them around from one room to another. And it's so high tech now. It's amazing, you know. And but anyways, that stuff I had to drink before they knocked me out. Oh my God, it was the most god awful thing. But what it is, it's a fluid, and it goes. It's very viscous and thick. You feel like you're like swallowing like 60 weight motor oil or something, you know. And it was so gross tasting. I swallowed maybe like a third of it, and I had to force the rest of it and swallow it like in 1 or 2 more swallows. And finally, when I got that down, the doctor says, "Open up your mouth." He sprays something in the roof of my mouth, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" You know. And then they maneuvered me in a different position, and then he stuck this thing because you know they're gonna stick something down your esophagus. So it's like this plastic ring, and he says, "Bite down on this." So like, then the next thing I know, I just passed out. You know, there's nothing. So basically, they prep you like that. They get you in the right position. They stick this ring in your mouth, like you know, like about I don't know. It was probably like 1 inch in diameter. You just clench your teeth on it, and when you fall asleep, I guess you just got your teeth clenched, and then they shove this cable down your throat. You know. I don't know. Anyway, but it was quick. It was quick and painless. Anyways, you people probably think I'm nuts but I feel so much better. I'm drinking coffee too. No alcohol for 24 hours, okay? But I really feel in better spirits, okay? So I just wanted to share that with everybody. So I think I really feel motivated to start lifting my weights, every day, exercise. I went to the pool yesterday. I'm really red up here. I don't know if you can notice it, but like I have like a tankini top on and it's all red. And I was only in the sun for 30 minutes. But it was between like 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't normally go out there then, but I was in the pool for about 15, 20 minutes, did some leg exercises, and swam a couple lengths of the pool. And then I got out and I showered to get the chlorine off. And then and I went and sat down with the sun on me for like 20, 30 minutes tops. And I got this burn. It isn't burning, but it's red. So, oh my God, you can't. I didn't have any oil. You're not supposed to wear suntan oil in the pool. Now I could have put some on afterwards, but I didn't think being out there for like 20 minutes in the sun. I was just out there long enough to dry, for the sun to dry me down a little bit so I could scooter home. So anyways, I'm in my living room, and this is a nice picture of sailboats on the wall. So I went sailing once or twice in my life, but I don't have a sailboat. Okay, well, I talked your ear off, but I do feel so much better, and so anyway, maybe I'll do more videos now. I mean, I feel better. Okay, love you all.